You can start off anytime you want to.
Hey, we need to hurry up.
It says your
Connection is weak.
Yeah.
What is that about?
I don't know. It's too much on the Wi-Fi. Them kids, that's the problem. They got all kind of stuff hooked up.
We got all this stuff hooked up.
That's true. That too. I give you that one.
I'm gonna close it down right quick.
I wouldn't do all that.
I'm just.
All right. So we're gonna get the show started.
We got to get this started because
I was waiting on somebody to come in. That's all I was doing.
But the Thunder game is
the
on.
Thunder game. That's the problem. You don't care if we get the show. You want to hurry up and get the show over with so you can go watch the Thunder.
I didn't realize it was coming on this early because I thought it was
from
coming
now
on.
On, should we plan to not have the show on days that the Thunder play?
No, it's not that. We need to plan around it though.
All right.
Thank you.
So what's the name of the show? Let people know what they're watching.
We gon' figure it out.
Music. You brought music to the show? And dance.
I'm a musical person. This show is called We Gon' Figure It Out, and it's basically about figuring out married life and life in general on a day-to-day basis.
I got a preacher towel now, too.
Hey, I had to help him out. Did y'all see the sweat from last week? It was bad.
Yes.
While my sister Washington was like, I noticed the sweat. I was thinking the same thing, and then you noticed it. I was like, okay, so.
All right.
Hey, Auntie Keela. Hey,
Margaret.
Mommy.
Yeah, so check this out. So today's show, we're going to talk about roles, and that's roles within the marriage, roles within any relationship. So it doesn't necessarily have to be...
Why are you going so fast?
I don't know, because I always go fast when the lights is on and everything. But it's roles. So, and what we mean by roles is not so much on this episode is...
Not bread?
Like, yeah, well, you like bread, don't you? You want to talk about that? You don't want to talk about that? Okay.
That's why I got a double chin.
Yes. I can't laugh to that. All right, so the roles that we're not talking like who cooks dinner, who does that, but more or less,
hey, y'all.
who does different things within the family from an emotional standpoint. What are some of the things what roles should we play as a husband, wife, as a father, mother, those type of things. And sometimes what happens is we end up stepping on each other's toes because we don't define our roles. And it's
early on.
Yeah. And then we get upset with each other because we don't define those roles early on. So this is like a communication thing.
I mean, and this is something that we still struggle with. So
yes, we do. All right, so one of the first things that I thought about, because Valentine's Day is coming up, right?
Hey, y'all.
And so with Valentine's Day coming up, and I'm gonna say Valentine's. So, no, I'm just playing. So with Valentine's Day coming up, basically, I feel like there's this thing that says I should initiate the romance. Like that my role has to be to initiate the romance. I say that's bogus. I feel like you should have a responsibility at initiating romance as well. But I don't have a problem with it. I think a lot of people don't define that in the beginning of their relationships. And you just going right.
It looks like it's
people that make people dizzy.
I'm sorry, y'all.
All right, so
hey,
so basically, if you don't define that can set, let's just say you're a young married couple and you don't define that, like you need your spouse to kind of define, to initiate romance with you, then you could find yourself in a cycle where no one whatsoever is being romantic and you lose that value in the relationship, especially if you're craving someone to kind of initiate that. Right. And they don't feel natural in that role, but you need it. Yes. Then you're in this cycle where all of a sudden you're starving each other, and then it's like you almost build up this expectation that no one can actually satisfy. Right. So I mean, like, what's your thought?
So what I think is it's important when you get married, especially when you do things like marriage counseling and stuff, to talk about what the other person likes, what their dislikes are, what they like, and what their strengths and weaknesses are. Because for me, I don't have a problem with showing you the romantic side, but you, really, I don't. Really, I really don't. But
okay, so the camera's on, so
but you don't like anything that I do. Mm-hmm. Let's go there. It's always like hit or miss.
Well, what's romance to you? What's the definition of romance to you? Since we're on this.
Okay. Hey, thank you, H.R.I. Anyway, sorry.
What's the definition of romance?
The definition of romance to me is showing a person. I like to do surprises. That's romantic to me. Mm-hmm. Is coming in with a surprise of something that I think you may like. But it's always a sketchy thing when dealing with a person who is hard to shop for or surprise. Why is this thing steadily going down?
It's gonna keep doing that, but go ahead, pay attention.
Can you fix that?
I will if you keep talking.
God. So
go ahead.
So I think for me, that's romance to me. Is just surprising a person and trying to make them feel special with whatever it may be. Making a romantic dinner, candlelight dinner, or bath, or.
So those are the things that you feel like that are romantic. But let me ask you this: how often do you initiate those things that you consider romance? Like, do you feel like, or do you just assume that I won't like those things just because of the fact that I'm a man?
No, because
I ain't never had a candlelight dinner for me. I'm just saying.
Okay,
I'm just throwing that out there.
But the thing is based on other reactions from things that I've tried to do.
Right. So you let
and maybe you know what? It's my pettiness because I don't get the reaction that I'm seeking.
Ooh, now
I'm transparent here,
right?
And so it makes me draw back, and because I don't know, I'm like, okay, but I want him to feel special. I want him to be pleased. I want him to like what I've done, and you're a really toned down person, so the reaction that I get is like, it's a letdown sometimes.
Right. So I think that's the other thing, is to communicate. So ahead of time, I think within the confines of our relationship, had I known that there was a standard that I had to reply to, then then it would be fake.
But I don't want you, but I should say, I don't want you to be fake. I really don't.
And I think that's the thing. Everybody's read everyone's read the love language books. Yeah. And I think that's a help for a lot of people. I think realistically, not saying love language book and knowing each other's love language isn't real. I think that's real.
Yeah.
But I think there's a way that each person has to know to communicate those things outside of just knowing what they are. Yeah. And I think
But I think I make it easy for you because I'm easy to please. Tell the truth. Am I not?
No. I'm sorry that this is on camera. No. No, it's very hard. Like, I shop for you. Do you realize I grocery shop for you every week, and it is like absolutely.
I'm not talking about grocery shopping. I'm talking about romantic things. I'm really usually very happy.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's stick to
let's
stick to what we were talking about. How you gonna just?
Well, hold on. I was being petty, and you interrupted my pettiness. What I was gonna say is, like, last time I took you to go get something to eat, you didn't count that as me taking you to go get something to eat because you're so easy to satisfy.
Okay, but I was satisfied, but I didn't want you to call it a date because that's not what it was. You know it.
It was a date.
It wasn't.
It was spontaneous.
No. It was spontaneous. I think real dates should be planned out. Hey, Sherry. I think dates, real dates that you want to really make a person feel special should be planned out. Okay. What say you, folks out there? What do y'all think?
That a date? Well, it's obvious a date should, but on the same token, it's like you're contradicting yourself. Like, on one hand, you're saying dates should be planned out, but then on the other hand, you're saying that dates. Earlier you said it should be like something that's spontaneous and fun.
No, I did not use the word spontaneous.
You said, yeah, you did kind of use that. I think you did.
No, I didn't. We'll go back and.
It may not. I think that's what you were alluding to, is that you didn't want something you do want something that's kind of loose and.
I love it.
All right.
But what I'm saying is, make it to where it's spontaneous for me. Right. You know what's going on, but I don't. You see what I'm saying?
You didn't know we was going to get something to eat.
But you didn't either. That was a last minute thing.
No, it wasn't. I thought about that the whole time.
Okay.
Anyway, all right.
Moving on.
Other roles within the relationship that individuals have to like, and this kind of spins off of.
Thank you, Maggie.
That kind of spins off of what we talked about last week.
29-22 Thunder Up.
All right. So remember last week when we had the conversation about as far as blended families are concerned?
Yes.
And so for me, I think also being able to define, let's just say I don't have to deal with this, but I think it's important that you have to allow like the father to be a father. And
I'm just trying to help.
we're not even gonna get it together.
I'm
today,
listening. Yes, go ahead.
Like defining that you have to let a mother, a father when it's time for them to father, when it's time for them to parent, it's time for them to do those things and allow them to do those things. What do you think about that?
I agree. Sometimes I don't agree with your methods.
Why? Well, we ain't gotta make. We talking.
Oh,
about
I thought you was asking me.
No,
I'm sorry. Apparently, we are not on the same speaking page today. Y'all, I'm serious. We have not been on the same page all day.
But we still decided to do the show regardless.
Right.
So what was you saying? But nah, I think that's one of the things you got to do is you got to be able, even if you don't agree with it, you still have to allow people to be like who they are. Right.
I agree. I do agree. And sometimes it is hard to step back and allow you to parent, and I imagine that it's hard for you to allow me to parent sometimes.
Yeah.
But
because everybody's gonna have different. Everyone's gonna have different methods of doing things.
Yeah.
Like as far as like with the boys, I'm always gonna try to push them a little bit harder. Like if I see they're being lazy, and I think for me, because up close at work, I see the result of when parents were absent or parents didn't push someone. Mm-hmm. And so
I get that.
So I'm always gonna take them an extra mile and not give them, if they say that they're injured or I'm not gonna look at it at all. But then I have to let you.
Tasha.
I have to let you look at it. If they have an injury or something like that. So
yeah, because of course moms are a little softer, and so I do my best to try to let you. But sometimes I step in and unwarranted and not at the best time, and it causes conflict.
Yeah.
And so
so even with defining the roles, you still can't necessarily avoid an argument. You can't necessarily avoid people having conflict with one another.
Yeah.
Those things are gonna come. People are gonna fight. They're gonna argue about different things. I think being mature about knowing what the roles are helps an individual come back to that place of repentance and be able to say, all right, look, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I recognize I overstepped my bounds.
Right.
And it makes it a little less awkward, for everything to kind of piece itself together.
Mm-hmm. And then going forward, trying to do something different. So what I'll try to do next time is, something like that comes up, just step outside the room if it's something that I can't hardly deal with, what I mean? And just allow it to, because I know that they're going to be okay and they're going to grow and they're going to learn from the experience, but sometimes it's hard for me to watch it.
Yeah, and I said, and that
not that he's abusing anybody. I'm just.
I don't even think nobody was thinking that.
Well, you never know. You never know. You never know. So.
See, look, Ramon gonna call DHS on me now.
Hi, Ramon.
So, I think that's pretty much what was, regardless if it's a blended family or regardless if it's not. I think we're more sensitive to it when it is a blended family. However,
Cheryl.
We are definitely more sensitive because it's like, okay, even though you love that person and that's your new spouse, or that's and you're with them forever, you kind of, it's got to be hard to still, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, your kids were with you first, almost.
Yeah.
And that's not the right thing to think, but you're always looking like, now, don't abuse my kids, or, that type of thing. So we are always really protective of those type of things. There's other roles within the family that I think, along the lines of that, like coming out of being single, being a single parent going into a relationship, and we're not going to talk about necessarily the domestic roles, but then there are certain roles that I think we have to learn to let, set down or let other people do.
Right.
Just because. And I think I'm lucky because I'm allowed to still cook, still grocery shop, and do all the things that I love to do when I was a single parent.
And I'm so thankful for that. I really am. And I try to tell you that. I really am thankful.
So I think that those things are important for me because they work for me. Like, and I
hate the grocery store.
I would say, but in understanding that, if I become overwhelmed, you have to still go to the grocery store.
Absolutely, and I definitely will do that. Yeah.
And as much as I know you hate the grocery store, every now and then you still have to, you'll step in just to go to the store for me, just for the sake of going.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, outside of the thunder, I got food in the oven I need to get out too.
I took it out.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Oh, look, teamwork. Look at that. Boom. All right.
See?
So,
got you covered.
All right, so that's roles. That's us talking about roles.
That's just a little snippet.
Yeah, we're going to go a little bit deeper as far as, as far as washing dishes, who should be washing the dishes, who should be making the plates, who should get their plate first, stuff like that. We'll talk about all
Things
that
that
stuff.
I've learned, guys. Things that I've learned.
We'll talk about that stuff next week. As for right now, what was your take on the? So we didn't watch the Super Bowl together, but
Right.
what was your take on it from when you watching it?
Man, when I tell you, and I know people are gonna say, you know, they're probably gonna disagree with me, but to me, it makes no sense to me that the Falcons didn't score any more points after, you know, going up big like that, like, you know, in the second half. That just didn't make any sense to me at all. And to me, it seems like it was like they said to Matt Ryan, hey, we're going to give you the MVP, but we need you to let this storybook fairy tale be written. And hey, call it what you want. You can call me a
Sean,
hater.
your feelings deserve to be hurt because you ain't a real Falcons fan. Go ahead.
I agree. It was like they were told to lose. It was like they was like, come out, because ain't no way, you know, they're trying to push for this storyline of Tom Brady getting the 5 rings. And, you know, and I just, to me, it was just scripted. It didn't make any sense to me.
You said it felt scripted?
Yeah, it did.
So you can, the conspiracy kind of person?
conspiracy all day.
All right.
Say something.
All right, so for me, I think, I don't know, it was pretty good. It was entertaining, but the whole time I watched it with the same thought that you had. Like, I just felt like Brady was going to come back eventually.
And my thing is, okay, him coming back, but they scored no more points. The way that they were playing, I don't know. It just seemed to me that they were like, y'all done already ran up y'all's point quota. Y'all need to step this, you know, dial this back. We gave you the MVP, Matt Ryan. So.
All right, so we got something we gonna do special outside. Is that good for football talk?
That's good enough for me. I'm over it.
All right, so we got something good we're gonna do for you guys here in a minute. We're gonna talk Thunder briefly.
I'm so embarrassed to do this.
All right, so I don't know if you guys have seen, like, or if y'all remember this. Back in the day when you had your voicemail, like when you first got your cell phone, or even when you had, like, you know, even if you had like an answering machine, like Raw Dog would have had an answering machine because he old. All right,
Shout out to Raw Dog.
It just happened. But if you had it, you would leave music. We would have music underneath ours, and then you come in with your voice. So we're gonna do a voicemail challenge here, and I'm gonna let y'all be the judge and see who would leave the best voicemail. We have not practiced this at all whatsoever.
No.
So we're gonna pull up some songs real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into that. But before we do that, real quick,
I'm so nervous.
Real quick,
okay.
Talk about the Thunder and what your take is on the Thunder.
Okay, my boys been doing pretty good the last couple of games. They won some pretty significant games against the Grizzlies again, and against who they play last night?
I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
Who did the Thunder play last night?
The Trailblazers.
The Trailblazers. So those are two, you know, pretty significant teams, you know, playoff bound teams. And so they played together. They played hard. It was like, I think after a sense of, you know, the 3-game losing streak that they went on, they started, I think, you know, they went in with a sense of, we got to fight harder. You know, Enes Kanter is out, and hey, this is the team that we got, so let's work hard for it. So it seems like Westbrook and, you know, Nick Collison and the veterans that's on the team corralled around these young players and was like, hey, y'all got to give it y'all all. So that's what I'm seeing from them right now.
I think that's the really cool thing. Like, they are coming together at the right time. I wish they would come.
Can't see a shake. I'm sorry. What happened?
I don't know. But I think that's the key thing for me, is that they're coming together at the right time. I think at the end of the day, we still need another piece to be a serious second-round playoff team. All right, you ready?
No,
you ready?
I am not.
All right, so so Blake said, back in the day when you had your voicemail, and people would be real corny with it. So here's the thing that was funny for me. Like, here's my quick story about it. So my mom got married, and her and Smitty are like, you know, elder in the church and missionary, and so basically they had a church one. And my boys roasted me on the bus stop. Like the first time they called the house, because like basically Smitty was like, he comes in and it's like this weird church music, and he comes in and he gives scripture and he's like, behold what manner of love God has bestowed this. I can't say bestowed upon us that we be called the sons of God. And then mama comes in and she's like, yes, that is right. And as soon as I got to the bus stop, my boy was like, yes, that is right. Welcome to the bus stop. I'm like,
that is so embarrassing. But this is what we used to do.
Yes. Yes, it is. And I lost mine. I got to pull mine up real quick. You're going to have to go first.
Oh, my gosh.
I got to pull my YouTube back up. You ready?
I'm not ready. Oh, my God. My heart is beating so fast.
You got to be serious. You got to do it just like we used to do it back then. You only even get 2 takes.
But we had several takes.
Yeah, you did.
See, what I used to do on mine...
I'm going to give you up to 2 takes.
What I used to do on mine is I used to record mine. I had a... little stereo player in my room. So, I would sit by my stereo player and I would, push play. But you would have several takes. So I know I did it about 10 times. You expect me to get it in 2 takes?
All right, I'm going to do mine then. Go ahead. Because, see, I never did this back in the day. I wasn't corny like that. So here's mine, all right?
Okay.
But see, mine wasn't, like I said, I never did this. So this is the first time, really. Let's see.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. It's your boy Drew. You know what to do. Go ahead and leave it and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Yeah. And then you let the music play a little bit right there. And then you cut it off right here.
You gotta let it come in.
And boom. So mine would have killed yours.
You did kill me.
Boom.
You killed me.
Alright, what's your...
Scared. I'm actually a little scared.
Alright.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay, let's go.
Oh.
Yeah. This is Regina. I just want y'all, if you want to talk to me, leave me a message. Leave your name and your number, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Peace.
Oh man. you still got so much music left.
I do.
Oh man.
I really think I used that song in real life.
Yes.
And I think I really did that song in real life.
We should bring that back, man. We gotta bring that back.
Oh my God, that is so embarrassing.
Ramal, that was D-Shot. You can call me on the under. I'm not proud of the music I used to listen to.
Oh my gosh, that was so embarrassing. Oh man.
But
God. Yes, thank you.
Regina won. That's because Ramal is, you know what? It is what it is.
Yes, I win.
That's okay, Ramal. That's alright. That's alright. Uncle Fries, I got you.
I
worked hard on
owe
mine.
you some fries too.
Yeah. Alright, so that's the show for the day?
Is
that it? I mean, we ain't gotta stretch it out.
Yes! Thunder time.
That's
love
all
y'all.
she wanted. She wanted me to make the show. She wanted me to make the show quick. Just so she can watch the Thunder.
Y'all know I love it. This was so fun. This was a really fun show.
So we talked about roles, and next week we're gonna talk more. We're gonna talk a little bit deeper about it. We're not gonna be on next Monday. We're gonna be on because of Valentine's Day. So
that's right. Okay. Hey, what y'all got planned for Valentine's Day? Let us know. And if you have topics that you want to talk about,
yeah, I won according to Margaret.
Margaret, why? How?
Because,
okay, whatever. Yeah. That's 1-1, so we're tied.
All right, so basically next week we're gonna talk about roles as far as more or less the actual roles that we play in the actual household a little bit.
I'm still so embarrassed about what I just did.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, that sounds good. And so you guys, if you have questions,
I'm gonna do a church
comments,
let's do a church one real quick. Send
Andrew a private message or PM. I guess that's what people call it. I don't know, DM, direct message. I don't know any of those things, but Andrew said I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I just said I don't think they do. I'm going to pull up a church song. You want to do a church one?
I do not.
You don't want to do a church
Absolutely
one?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I think you're enjoying this a little bit too much. It's over with.
Oh,
We've done it. We did our challenge. It's over.
Okay. That's it?
That's the show.
I can't do a church one? All right. Okay. All right. I want to do a church one. All right, we out.